See how these things go. All right, let's do this really quickly. I want you to talk to your partner. We talked about this before. What is a whole number and what is a fraction? Talk to your partners. Go.
A number all by itself.
And 3, 2, 1, stop. You had some of these questions on your response before you went out today. Really quickly, what is a whole number? What is a whole number? What is a whole number? Mark.
A whole number is a number that doesn't have any extra parts.
Does any extra parts? Okay, I'll take that. Yes, Vivian?
A number is a regular number.
A regular number? What else? Yes?
A whole number is a complete number.
I like that. So some of the things I got were the things we heard complete. There's nothing extra. Something about that. What did the one you had? You said, what was it again? Regular. I like counting number, okay? And you know these things, so you learn to count 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to whatever you need to count, correct? Now, what is a fraction now? What is a fraction? If a whole number is something whole, like for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers up, well, what is a fraction? What is a fraction, Johnson? It's a part of a whole, right? Thank you for raising your hand, Johnson. Part of a whole, not part of a decimal. It can be also said as a decimal, it's not a part of a decimal. So for example, if I have my finger right here, and if you've seen people that have worked in places where they might lose things, if they get in an accident, they have how much of a finger now? Well, almost half of a finger, right? Or for example, if they are having things like pizza and things like that, they have one whole pizza. If I was to have that whole pizza and share it, I could share it with 2 people. I cut it in what? Half. So that 1/2 would be a what? That 1/2 would be a what?
One whole.
That 1/2 would be called a what? Let's listen up. That 1/2 would be called a what? Fraction. So we're going to try about this way. So what I wanted to try to do today was bring in a little bit of music that I like to do with things. And I've always told you guys I wanted to do things interesting. So we're going to try how this goes. And we'll see how well you go with that. So, let's see who's listening and paying attention, following along today with this math lesson. Your objective, you need to be able to convert improper fractions to mixed numbers and vice versa before you go and add and subtract them. And we've been working on that. So we'll see how it goes today. So with that in mind, let's see if you can pay attention and listen along to this. Put your leaders in the class with me. Put your hands in the air and follow me. What? Put your leaders in the class with me. Put your hands up. What? Now how about you? Math is easy. You should have your hands in the air like me. It's really easy for improper fractions, you see. All you need to look at the all you need to do is look at the D stands for denominator, you see. So let's try this and make it really simplistic, easy. The mixed number on top is 2 1/3. What's that number?
2 1/3.
No, say it again because I didn't hear it right. So the number on top is
2 1/3.
What do we need to look at? Make it really easy. You need to look at the
2 1/3.
Denominator C. Mixed number has denominator. Do you see? In the denominator, what number do you see? Johnson, that number is 3. The number is 3. Yo, why is that important? When you're counting leads, you have to do it like it's a sport. 3 times 2 is the number we call
6.
Add it plus 1, you get
7.
7 11. It's not the fraction over 3. The most important number that you see is the
D.
You're off pace, you got in cone. We gotta get this back so you get it back under control. If you understand this, Josiah, can you make it even funner? Oops, not funner. I should say more More fun. Yo, let's track. I got another one. So, the denominator tells how many pieces you're cutting it into. The denominator tells how many pieces you're cutting it. The denominator tells how many pieces you're cutting it. The denominator tells how many pieces you're cutting it. Back to our original problem. How many pieces are we cutting this one? Decide, can you solve it? How many pieces in that 2 1/3? How many pieces were you cutting into? Into?
3.
What number did you look at? Ooh, see? Really, really simplistic, easy. Let's go with some more. The numerator tells you how many pieces you have. The numerator tells how many?
Pieces you have.
The numerator tells you how many?
Pieces you have.
The numerator tells you pieces?
You have.
2 1/3. What's the improper fraction? 7 over 3. Now how many pieces do you see that you have there?
3. 7.
3, 7. Well, which is it? Let's see if you really learn this lesson. 7, right? That's when you've got. How many times are you choosing to cut the 7 up? 7 divided by 3. Do the math simplistic, quite easy. 3 goes to 7. That's about 2 times. 6 is fine. Subtract 7 by 6 gives you an answer called
1.
Make it simplistic. The remainder is
1.
What's your improper fraction? 7/3. If your mixed number is what? 2 1/3 or 2 1/3. So we shall see. Some of you at this time have gotten more engagement in the past 5 minutes than I've seen all year long, and that is okay. But going back to these things, you should know that mixed numbers and improper fractions are the what? They are the what? They are the same thing. Somebody, give me a mixed number on how many pieces of pizza you would like to eat. It cannot be a whole number. Give me a mixed number on how many pieces, how many pizzas. A pizza is considered one whole box. How many pieces of pizza, or how many boxes of pizza would you like to eat if you totally stuffed yourself? Luis?
3.
I want a mixed number, so 3 and what?
3 and 1/2.
3 and 1/2? So you're going to have 3 whole boxes of pizza and 1/2 of another box. Okay, we could do that. So Luis, when we're changing this mixed number to improper fraction, right? Because we know that mixed numbers and improper fractions are the same. How do we do this? How do we do this? Look at the what?
Denominator.
Good. Luis, what's the denominator? The D stands for this case, not 3, but what?
2.
Good, my man. So multiply it back. 2 times 3 gives you?
6. Plus 1 is 7 over 2.
Plus 1 gives you what, Luis?
7.
And you may know you're awake and think today, 7 over 2, right?
Yep.
The number on top tells you how many what?
You got pieces you
How many
Pieces
you
you
have. And the bottom number tells you what?
How much is it?
What you're cutting it what? What
Into.
we're cutting it into. So again, if you want to have 3 1/2 pieces or boxes of pizza, right? You either had 3 1/2, like you said, or the same thing, 3 1/2. The equivalent fraction, or the improper fraction is what? 7 over 2. Okay. So for you today, we've done this for the past few weeks, and some of us get kind of confused sometimes when we're changing improper fractions to mixed numbers. But the bottom line is they are the what? It's the same thing. We're just saying it in a different way. And it depends on what you're saying it. Maybe you're measuring it for recipes. Or maybe you're measuring lumber to cut and you need to find out how much wood you need to build something. It'll always be the same, Diana, because if you're paying attention to this, you'll understand how it goes. And not only we do it quickly, but you do it accurately, so you'll be on to the next thing. Let's try one more for you guys to get going, because I know you guys can do this. Someone give me a mixed number. Give me a mixed number. I want the fraction in this mixed number to be over 8, though. Give me a mixed number with the fraction over 8. Yes. 9 and? 9 and 6/8. Okay? 9 and 6/8. Good. What's the important number to look at here? Whether it's a mixed number or proper fraction. You look at the? Good. Look at the denominator. Don't tell me it's D. What's the number in the denominator? 8. So our fraction is going to be over what?
8.
We just need to know how many pieces that we have. That we will eat, possibly. How do I solve this? How do I change this to an improper fraction mixed number? Jose?
You multiply 9, 78,
72 plus
72 plus 6.
78.
Excuse me, I can't hear when one person's talking and everyone's shouting. Not this time. Yes, sir.
Which equals 72.
Good.
Plus 6 equals 78.
Gives you
78.
78.
78.
How many pieces do you have?
78. Was it 8?
How many cutting it into?
8.
Cutting into eighths, right?
So
we can say it two ways. I can say I have 9 6/8 pizzas, right? Or I can say I have what? 78 over 8 pizzas. I have one more question for you before I do this, and this is the part that someone's kind of get confused on and lose track on. 78 over 8. Is this the simplest form? Have I reduced this fraction enough? Have I reduced it enough? Jesus? Why not? I could divide both sides. I could divide by 2. Anything else? 4? 8? I don't know. If you don't know, this is where you get the fraction number sense. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Whatever I do to the top, divide by 2. Jesus, 78 divided by 2. Mental math here. Can't do it on the side. Do it right here. Talk to me, Jesus. What's that? Good? Good? What is it? 9. So 39. 8 divided by 2 would give you
4.
So we could say it two different ways. If you cut it into eighths, I'd have 78 slices, right? If I cut it into fourths, I would have
Divided by 2.
39. Still divided by 2? Why not?
Because 9 can't be divided by 2.
Right, so that would be 39 over 4.
Yeah,
If I brought it back, would I still have the same fraction?
Yes.
Close. I would have what? Let's try it. 39 divided by 4. 4 goes into 39 how many times without going over? 9 times. 9 times 4 is?
6.
Subtract these you. So we have what?
9 and 4.
Are these the same? 9 3/4 and 9 6/8?
Yes.
Yes or no? Talk to your partner. Are they the same? Why or why not? Go. And 3, 2, 1, stop. Jose, I like your participation, your willingness to raise your hand all the time. But I want to know, are these answers the same? Nicole? Yeah? Why? Who can give me a good explanation why? Mirna?
They are the same because you just reduce the fraction of 68 to the big one.
That's a good answer. So again, the whole numbers are the what?
You could divide that
The same, right? You still have the 9s. We have the 6/8 and the 3/4.
You just divided
We
by
did was just saying if we had a pizza, instead of cutting it into 4 slices, how many cut it in this time? You cut them into how many? 8. And it'd be the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'd be the same. Keyshawn, question?
So like, the one right there, you could
9 and 6/8?
do like 2 times 4 and times that by 8.
Which one? Oh, going backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's pretend, Keyshawn, good question. Let's say it's supposed to be me. Let's say everyone at your table was there except for Daphne. Okay? So I said, all right, guys, you guys get a whole pizza. Keyshawn? How many pieces do you get if you divide it equally?
4.
4, right? Because there's 4 of you now, right? So here's your pizza. 4 slices. And I said, oh, sorry, guys. Table 5 didn't have a pizza, so I'm going to make them sit with you, but you still get 1 slice. So what happens? We cut up into how many pieces now?
6.
4 of them and 4 of them. We cut into how many? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? But what if I said, oh, it's okay. Even though we did this, table 5 says they don't want pizza. They want to be really compassionate and give it all to you. So Keyshawn, Listen up. Keyshawn, you went from getting 1/4 of a slice, right? You went from getting this much, right? But now I said you still get the same amount. So how many do you get? Instead of 1/4, you get 2, not 2/4, 2/8. 1, 2. Right. So do you get the same thing either way?
Yes.
All it is cutting in how many? How many? Well, in this case, half. But how many? What? Pieces. Instead of 4 pieces, I want an 8. 8. It doesn't matter. It'll still be the same. Unless I come along and eat it all, then you get nothing. All right. Question. One more.
If there was like, let's say all of my group wasn't there, and then I get the group.
Well, yeah, but today your group is here, so you don't get the whole thing. All right, really quickly, what we're going to do right now for a few minutes, and this has to happen timely. By timely, I mean there are things that you need to get done so that you get your reward or so. So I need you to listen carefully of what to do. On the paper that's at your desk, there is one pile on each of your desks.